and welcome to June on the Standpoint. Hey, how are you loving our new set? You see, the mothers are jealous, because we created a new, beautiful set for the fathers. I'm a daddy's girl, a true feminist I am, but I'm a daddy's girl any day, so we wanted to make the Father's Day very special. We have some great fathers out there and great father figures, and we are going to celebrate them for this month of June throughout. Amazing stories, amazing experiences, and you are going to be fulfilled, impacted, rejuvenated. There'll be a revolution when it comes to fatherhood. We are so grateful to all the fathers who are going to share the experiences on the Standpoint this month of June. Today, I have an amazing young man who was born in the North. Doesn't have a really good story to tell about fatherhood, but he is determined to make sure he changes the narrative, and he started. He's doing amazing things in the North. I went there early on in the year, and I was amazed. Anyway, don't let me let the cat out yet, but he is going to share his own stories. Welcome to the Standpoint once again. Let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth. This is the Adepa. Adepa comes in 12 yards. We have Adepa Dumas and we have Adepa. This is Adepa. And my dress is by Leran Collections. Leran Collections anytime, any day. For me, thank you so much to her. My makeup by the one and only Joe. And you can follow him on Instagram, contact him on Instagram at @I am_J-Claude. J-Claude is J-A-Y-C-L-A-U-D. I am_J-Claude. Thank you so much. My makeup products by Not Cosmetics. I am so grateful to them. And thank you to all the sponsors for the Standpoint Father's Month programs. We'll mention them later on in the program. But then my shoe today is by Lupita Caroline Collections. Lupita Caroline Collection. Thank you so much to her. We take a break. When we come back, we meet McCarthy. Welcome back to the Standpoint. Yesterday, I'm honored to celebrate a young man I am so proud of. I met him twice at Tamale, and today I managed to drag him to our studios in Accra. His story will amaze you. Few people have told about him are waiting. Really waiting to listen to it. But before I get to talk to him, let me say thank you to our sponsors. That's GTP. GTP is timeless. Now, GTP is running a campaign to make sure that we buy quality fabrics. So you have to make sure it is Oga. It is original. It is genuine. It is authentic. Oga promo. When you buy it, there's a place you can scratch to text to find out whether it is original. Save yourself the trouble. Buy GTP fabrics from any wooden shops across the country or any of the GTP accredited dealers across the country. You can also go online and buy just as I do. I love to do. Go to www.buygtp.com and you are safe. We are also sponsored by the one and only Esteron Balloons and Accessories. Everything balloons and accessories, they are there. Balloons are for all occasions, and you have seen it demonstrated on the Standpoint. Mother's Day, they did amazingly well, and we are so grateful to all our sponsors for the Mother's Month programs that we had on the Standpoint. And this month, again, we have some sponsors for the Father's Month, and let me acknowledge them quickly, and then we can move on. We have Pan-African Scholarship Institute. Now, Pan-African Scholarship Institute is an executive education institute providing professional and leadership courses, and it's 4 Saturdays. The courses are cross-cultural leadership, corporate communication, and self-confidence skills for leaders. We also have the August 2021 course, which is about entrepreneurial leadership, and that will be also 4 Saturdays. And raising finance for your business, growing your business locally and internationally, and executive coaching for entrepreneurs. So you have to make sure you enroll. Now enroll today at www.panafricanleadershipinstitute or call 055-353-8780. The number is on the screen as well. Pali Executive Leadership Education. We also say thank you to Wilma Africa. Now, Wilma Africa Limited, producers of naturally cholesterol-free Frytol vegetable oil, Frytol sunflower oil, Frytol seasoning, Fortune rice, Fortune margarine, Jama laundry soap, and Alive toilet soap. Appreciate all fathers for their guidance, leadership, and support. And then we also have GTP Timeless, also, supporting and giving beautiful gifts to fathers during this Father's Month, and Eastern balloons and accessories. Thank you so much to all of them. Now to my studio. Well, he is McCarthy McBathy, and he is the co-founder and CEO of Hoping, and he is an entrepreneur. Welcome to The Standpoint.
Thank you very much, Mommy.
It's an honor to have you here.
It's really an honor to also be here. It's really priceless. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you. Tell me about Hoping Academy.
Yeah. So Hoping Academy is an entrepreneur ecosystem support hub that mainly focuses on how to create an enabling ecosystem environment for young people to thrive by leveraging on skill development, entrepreneurial support programs, and also leveraging on how technology can be integrated into the current activities to help it be effective and efficient and competitive and innovative as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of people come there?
Okay, so we have 2 target groups. We have the corporate partners who want to they already have their systems, but they need to get it better in terms of it could be a technology integration they want to integrate in their systems. These are like the secondary people, but the primary target, it's young people between 18 to 35.
Okay.
These are the young people we work with who are innovative, they are passionate. They want to explore their passions, and then we give them the platform and they need the resource and tools to actually do this. We also, through this, work with corporate people, and currently we are like the second city in the north hosting the Founder Institute, which is the largest Silicon Valley entrepreneur program for founders in Tamale. The first one chapter was in Accra, and we actually managed to pull the second one to Tamale. And Hoping is actually handling the FI, Founder Institute program in the north. Yeah.
Okay, now speak English. What is the FI?
That's the Founders Institute.
Founders Institute,
yes,
okay.
Silicon Valley program,
Valley.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And this is based in Tamale?
It's in Tamale, yeah.
Why, I know you grew up in the north.
Yeah.
You were born in the north,
yes.
Tamale.
Yes.
Why did you decide to set up this? And weren't you afraid that, looking around you, it may not be successful? Everything was happening in Accra.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to do it?
I think I always kind of felt like things will not happen immediately, but things should be built for the future. When you are in a place like a bit decentralized, like either north or any other region, which Accra, you can't take Accra from Accra. It is what it is. But you need to glow, and it takes a while for the light to shine. And so we actually said I saw myself there. I saw myself living there. I saw myself want to say, like, live my whole life there. So I needed to be part of the community that makes the place more interesting. If you need a pool, you don't need to fly to Accra for a pool. You should be able to set up a pool in the north. If you need a football pitch, we should be able to set it up. Not saying that people should not travel, but it shouldn't be a necessity, a need that has to move you away that distance. And we also wanted to encourage more knowledge and smart guys to also see the purpose, the reason. Because if a place is not actually giving a reason for people to stay around, people will leave. And we needed to be part of that change of setting up the place for. Yeah, so a lot of people are playing, and this is our part that we also contribute to. Yeah.
Do you get, I don't know whether she use the word disappointed or worried when you see that prominent people from the northern part of the country decide to bring their businesses, build their mansions, everything in Accra and Kumasi and other places, and not Tamale? Because the first time you and I were on the platform, you know, I talked about you know, people owning their space and people stop calling them. I'm a Northland, you know, I'm a Dagomba, I'm from Tamale, I'm from this, own your space. You know, I talked about that. Do you get worried about that?
I think it is. It has an effect on movement of possibilities. We have very prominent people and very influential offices in the state, and they don't see themselves there. They see themselves somewhere else, and it's always a problem, because if you speak for a place and you don't see yourself there, it will never work, because your spirit and your energy is somewhere else, but you speak for the place. It's like you speak for Ghana, but you are not in Ghana. You know, then you don't speak for Ghana. You need to be on the grounds and see how it goes. So I think it's a bit problematic, because I've been in Tamale my whole life. I was born there, and I'm proud being there, and I'm proud being born there. And it's really sad you see somebody spend their whole life, you know, out of the place with a lot of resource, and till you know, the influential. I feel like to have influence, it a bit evaporates as you age. You know, I mean, some doors you can open even when you age, but there are some doors also.
It's so you need to,
young, so you need to be very timing. You need to use time to open these doors and make it use. And I feel like most people are moving away from this. I don't want to mention names, but there are a lot of people who are influential, and they're not making a lot of impact in where they came from. They are kind of feeling comfortable with a nice environment, enjoying, and time will just pass that way.
You know, as you talk, I'm smiling here because I'm just thinking about the number of doors, because as I said, I've been on 2 platforms with you. The number of doors you knocked and nobody minded you. And now what you're doing, when they see you, how's the feeling?
I think
no, for you, not for them. You, when you see that, okay, you close the door at me, come now see me.
I feel like I just shake my head, you know. I remember a story when we were moving from the small space at Vodafone to the second phase. We went before the third phase. I knocked on a certain door, and I needed 2 desktop computers. Just 2 and I knew that organization, they had in their store a lot. They were just importing from the States. And I said, I needed 2 desktops. It's not like for free, because I hardly ask for anything for free. If I know I can pay for it, that's my mindset. If I have the resource, I pay for it. So what I told him was that, don't give it to me for free, because you are even an NGO. You are not like selling it. But I said, I'll pay back. Give me 2 months. And I needed a desktop for our office. We didn't have computers. I only got my first computer in 2016, like the whole time. So this gentleman told me, you know, I wanted you to come and do this work for me. If you're able to get me these participants, I can give you. And I said, oh, then I can't do what I want to do. So it's okay. Fast forward a few years ago, we met in our flight. We were landing in Accra, and he met, Charlie, you're doing all these days. I said, can you take my car? Let's meet and talk. I said, the timing is not good now.
No way. I don't need you now.
the need is, it's far exceeded. And For me, I feel like we've not reached our maximum potential. So I'm very humble about what comes across.
Right.
But I'm very also selective of something that might be destructive to our growth. Yeah.
What kind of anger, I mean, I'll call it righteous anger, pushed you throughout this journey to be here?
I think I was really bad in school. Not like bad in the wrong way, but I wasn't good in the whole class thing. And I realized people were really tagged based on your grades. But I didn't put it like I wanted to prove this. I was just myself after I got my wrong results and all that. I was just being myself, exploring the thing. And I think for me, I had an opportunity, not like money or whatever, but I had an opportunity having a mother who didn't really push me to, do this. Because I mean, like a first son, might have a big sister. So me as a first son, there was a duty for me to play in supporting the family, because education is very important in our family. Okay. No matter how it's good, you have to go through an education. So my mom actually kind of, when I finished, everybody was like, nursing was very open back then. It was a big hot cake that when you graduate, you have a job.
You'll get a job.
And so it's like I really swept off, and she was okay. And I think I started earlier, exploring all these things with almost nothing. And so it gave me the chance. When you start early, one thing I realized was that now at this age, when I'm to do something, it takes me a long time to think about taking the risks. But when you start early, you don't know what is called fear. It's like a child pushing a water bottle down. Yeah. Doesn't care what the mother will say or the father will say. At this age, when you are pushing this water down, you'll be very careful. Yeah. So I always say that if you start early, you defeat this whole thing called fear. And you explore in the early stage, and then you get to know, I can do this. And that actually, so I think the failure of my exam gave me the opportunity. If I had passed, I would have probably been in a profession I really don't love by now. So the 4 years home doing nothing was a big blessing for me to kind of...
Yeah, and that's one thing that I think we both agree on both times that we've met, that it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
It's okay to fail. Yeah. Sometimes the failure is a blessing.
Yeah, it is. Most times. Yeah.
How many times did you fail? Not academically.
No.
I mean, like fail in trying to do something or to set up a business. And,
a couple of times. My colleague, my deputy CEO, Salim, we actually kept some money into building a solution specifically for a company. And we actually made a mistake by not signing an MOU with them. So it was a big failure because we picked some money to do it and everything failed. I also gave some money to a colleague who wanted to start a business. If I don't know about a business, I don't go into it. If I want to go, I have to know about it. But I felt like she knew about it, so she could do it. And I feel like we all failed because it failed. Right. So it's been a couple of failure in running business. But I learned really a smart move in this whole thing is next time, before we even do like an MVP for you, like a variable product for you to test or a prototype, we need to even have an understanding, an MOU that you continue with us until we finish. Right. So these are some of the failures we've learned from in different, the last 15 years or so.
As you developed, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the journey to where you are now. Yeah. But as you develop, how often did you upgrade yourself? Because, as a young person, when the accolades start coming, if you're not careful, you settle.
Yeah. I think upgradement, it's very important, especially for the mindset and the worldwide view. It's about which lens are you looking into. For me, I think academical upgradement is good, but it's not really a higher priority for me in my short-term goals. Mm-hmm. I know that if I want to have a master's, I could wait for the next 10 years. I can still have a master's. Yeah. I've had like opportunities. They just bring it and they just say, look, we know you've done this, but just sell your CV. Okay, I said, okay, I just did marketing and communication. No problem. We know you have a history. Right. And it's the history. It's like buying a footballer. Do you always check about their history, which club they played, how many goals they've scored and all that? You don't check about how their handwriting looks like.
Exactly.
So for me, that's how upgrading myself is to use the smart ways, taking like online short courses or understanding some methodologies, some new models that they adopt. So in my field of work, this is education for me.
Right.
If I'm going for an upgradement, yes, it's about certificate, but maybe before I go for that particular upgradement, there should be about 60% of the whole program I might even understand, you know, in practicality. Yeah.
Makati, you look like a very serious person. Do you have fun?
I do.
What kind of fun do you have?
I like grilling. I like barbecue. I like to play football.
Okay.
Sometimes when I have
Aha! Now, hopping, we'll show the pictures now.
Yeah.
The center, you've created game
Yep.
spaces.
Yep.
What are the spaces that we can go through that?
I think
I know the area there. I saw the grilling area. You like?
I think for me, one thing when we were setting hopping up from day one till now, I've always pictured is that most of the things you see now are things I visualized many years ago that I hope we could achieve it by having a flexible working space. We wanted to. Our goal is to set up an environment that is a bit different from formal education where you sit 4 hours to listen to one lecture. But it should be a place where hierarchy is not on the wall, you know, so that people can free themselves and be their best self in them. So we have we are now setting up a basketball court. We have we are setting up a table tennis. We have this soccer table. We are trying to set up different things there, outdoor activities, so that playing and learning becomes more creative. It helps creativity and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, we take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the journey to how far he has come. But let me say thank you to our supporters. Go-Got Yogurt. As a woman, yogurt is very good for you. And men as well. This is men's month, so yogurt is very good for you. And it has to be Go-Got Yogurt made in Ghana. Juice Time, which is 100% fruit juices. They have their own farms, so they make their juice with their own produce from their farms. Yeah, so we can guarantee that. Thank you to Puma Drinks and Awake Purified Mineral Water by Casapreco Company Limited. We're so grateful to them. Thank you to Antivera House of Food. Thank you to Kodam's Gift and Stationery. Everything Gifts and Stationery. Father's Day is coming. You know you better go and get daddy some gifts. Thank you to Yap Cleaning Services. They take care of our environment. Cake Techniques. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cupcakes to die for. You don't have to miss it. Remember, this program is aired on 5 platforms. It's on Joy Prime on Sundays, repeated on Thursdays. It's on EBN TV, Facebook, YouTube, and our website, www.thestandpoint.com.gh, powered by Dream Oval. We'll be back. Welcome back to The Standpoint. My guest today is a young entrepreneur and, you know, somebody who is determined to bring a change to the northern part of Ghana, Africa, and indeed the world. He is McCarthy McBathy, the co-founder of Hop In, and he is an entrepreneur. Well, let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth. My dress is made for me by Leran Collections. Yeah, Leran Collections. Thank you so much. Makeup by @IAM_J Claude. My makeup products, Note Cosmetics. We're so grateful to them. And then, of course, my shoes by Lupita Collections. Or you can follow her on Instagram @Lupita Caroline_collections. Did you grow up with your father?
I think I grew up to a certain point. Not that much of. I was 6 when I lost my dad. Ooh, so the memories are not that much in practical, but just a few. You know, at age 6, it's hard to remember a lot. You know. Yeah. So I actually grew up till age 6, and I lost my dad. We lost our dad in and at age 6.
But your mom is still around?
Yes, she is.
How's growing up like for you?
I think it's been like really a long journey because...
Okay, you hold on. Let's tell the hoping story before we get into it for people to... So tell us about hoping.
Okay, so hoping, we started hoping in the idea whole started in 2012. You know, I graduated high school in 2008, but I spent almost 4 years home because I had some really my elective, courses. Right. Some of them were a bit messy as a science student, so I had to, one, better them, and secondly, also work, part-time in different places. So while working at the washing bay and sometimes getting a job as a waiter in a guest house, I started exploring that there was more to what I wanted to do than, back in high school, it was more about all the science students in the class. We all aimed for either going to medicine or pharmacist or nurse or something. So the 4 years home trying to fix myself and also get better results and trying to work and raise money for school and all that, I realized there was something more I loved, which was more about storytelling, video making and all that. So we kind of set an agenda to do a video in 2012, and I knew nothing about it. And there was no film school in the North by then. So my point was that I didn't want to go and now enroll for a film school before doing, because it was like a short-term goal I really was passionate to do. Right. So I started leveraging on the internet, on learning how to use like camera and all that. Within a few months, I felt like I could edit a basic video with just some simple tools.
All learned on the net.
Yeah, on the internet. So we actually tried doing a campaign to raise money. Right. And the story was a day in an entrepreneur's life. Okay. So we did like this Indiegogo fundraising. Okay. Which didn't work. But then luckily I was working at the guest house, so I saved some money. So we went to a friend who was once working with GBC, who was like a reporter in Tamale. Okay. So he actually gave us the cameras for a few hours to shoot and all that. And so when we did this video, it wasn't like anything quality, but we were like happy we were able to do a video. That was the fulfillment level. Okay. So we started questioning ourselves, what next about this video? But I realized I know myself very well. And if I don't want something, I actually don't want it. And I'll not do it. So I realized that, the experience is good, but I didn't want to go into full-time video making. That wasn't what I was. But then we realized there was a learning approach on how you could achieve your shorter goals, where you leveraging like the internet and learning smart and all that. So we decided to pilot it. But before we piloted it, in 2012, later part, I made a post on Facebook asking what are the gaps between formal education and informal education. It was a long discussion on my comments for 2 good days, like hundreds of discussions on that. So we realized that there were people who were really not happy because they come from school and they don't fit their jobs, but they don't fit into it. Right. That means there's a gap in the absorption into industry. But I was young, I didn't even know more about that because I was not even in tertiary yet, you know. But then we just decided I would take the basic things like teaching people how to create their own website and teaching people how to create Facebook business pages so that they can. Then we realized that whilst doing that in 2013, we realized some of them were now sharing smoke fabrics, perfume, like lotions, shea butter. And we said, okay, they are becoming more entrepreneurial. So how do we integrate the entrepreneurial aspect of it? And that's how the whole thing started. And then I got an admission in the Tamale Technical University to study marketing and communication. Okay. So I was given like an admission form, and I had to be in class, usual in the morning and close in the afternoon. So I realized that it's conflicting with my hustle around. So back then I met the HOD and I sat with him and I said, I can't do morning till else. By the time I realized everything is gone. Right. So he said, well, he can shift me to mature. That's like you come for class around 2 or 4 and then you close around 9. Okay. With really matured people were working. So I was like the very young person there. And so I started going for evening lectures and it was really tough. Like because you get beaten by the whole day and get beaten by the whole day. You come, and when the fun is, you just start dozing off. So it was tough. I go to work, get back home around 9.
Right.
I can't watch TV. I can't do anything. I wake up early and I have to study for exams and then go to work. At a point, I felt like it was getting on me.
Okay.
But one thing about me is that when I commit myself to something, I have to finish it. Even if it will fail, I still have to finish it.
Yeah.
So I said, well, let's see how it goes. And actually went well. I was not like a first class, but I graduated with a second class lower, which was okay for me. Because for me, schooling was not basically on the grades for me. It was to kind of understand some simple things in the real world. You know, words, when they talk about this, you understand, you know, these basic things are very important in self-development.
Right.
So that's how it started. And then we moved on, running the first training at the Vodafone Cafe. Right. I had a small space, a one-room size, where we went for class at 6 a.m. So we always say our students who actually started with us, they struggled a lot. Right, because they had to be 6 a.m., mommy. 6 a.m., you have to be in class. And the Hamatan in Tamale is always strong.
I know, right?
Somewhere October. And then we realized that we had to always exit from the space for Vodafone to do their business. So we slowly said we'll keep some of the revenues because they were paying a fee. We kept it and we added money. And then we moved to a story building, like a flat. Was nothing there, no tiles, nothing, no curtains, everything. So we started like getting 5 plastic tables and 10 plastic chairs. And I got some window curtains from my mom, old ones, then we just used it. And I paint a lot with my brother because my mom's dad, it's very domestic. That some petty things you have to do. Painting of the house, you're not bringing a painter, you do all that.
You do it, yeah.
So we did all that. And
what's your use in the house?
Yes. And that's how it all started bit by bit by bit. And we were in that building for 6 years. It's been a successful place, although it's not in the best condition, but it brought some success to us, thanks to God. And now in 2017, we, under that period of 9 years in our existence, we started also exploring other areas of interest. 2016, we started a small transport company. Because
let me take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with the transport company and the other things that you do. So let me take a break. We'll be back. Let me say thank you to our supporters. That's Gogot Yogurt. We have Puma Drinks and Awake Purified Mineral Water by Casapreco Company Limited. Juice Time, 100% fruit juices. Thank you so much. Thank you to Cake Technique. Thank you to Mrs. Oforipoku. We are so extremely grateful for your support, constant and consistent support for us anytime we have to record. House of Food, Auntie Vera, we are grateful as always. Kodam's Gift and Stationery, everything gift and stationery, they are there. We are so grateful to them as well. Yep Cleaning Services takes care of our environment. I keep telling you, everything cleaning you need to do, everything fumigation, just get in touch with them and they will help you do that as well. Thank you to Dream Oval, who power our website, www.thestandpoint.com.gh. The Standpoint is on 5 platforms. That's Joy Prime on Sundays, repeated on Thursdays. It's on EBN TV, it's on Facebook, YouTube, and our website as well. We take a break. When we come back, we'll continue this amazing journey. Welcome back to The Standpoint. We are about to wrap up and, I can talk to McCarthy. You should attend to some of the, programs that he speaks at. And I believe that from now onwards, a lot more organizers will invite him to come and speak at their programs. His journey and his story will amaze you. And I always love to listen to him deliver normally before I speak. I love to do that a lot. He inspires me. Trust me. Well, let me say thank you to our sponsor, GTP. GTP is timeless. GTP timeless. It's been a fitted from long. And GTP is embarking on a campaign called OGA campaign, original, genuine, and authentic. Just make sure that you buy GTP from any wooden shop or any of the nationwide accredited dealers across the country. That's GTP. Or you can go online, www.buygtp.com. There's also, when you watch the adverts, there's a place on the fabric when you buy, you scratch it, you can test to a certain number, and then everything is on screen, so you can look at it. Let's support our own homegrown business. Supporting our own is the only way we can develop. Esteron Balloons and Accessories, thank you so much to them as well. They are our sponsor as well. Now, before we went for the break, McCarthy, you were talking about another business, transport.
Yeah. So, thank you very much again. I think before hopping, later part of 2008, 9,
yeah.
10.
Before you get okay, so why hop in? The name hop in.
So basically, we spent almost like 3 months trying to figure out the name for the initiative we wanted to run, and when you hop in a place, you can always hop out. And we wanted to create an environment where nobody is tied to something you have to do it by force. So we created that name, Hopping. You can always come. You shouldn't think like it's a formal education with tight, a teacher or lecturer will school you. But come when you feel like you are not in the mood. You should feel easy to exit. People should do things they want to do. They should be committed to things they want. So that's why we created you.
So when you come in and you feel this is not for you,
you
can easily
leave. Yeah, you have to be real to yourself.
Wow.
And sometimes being real to yourself, you need to experience something and you know that this is not for me. Yeah, that's what.
Or sometimes you may feel it's not for me.
Yeah.
But then you go in there.
Yes. So it's the other way around
like
as well.
My story.
Yeah.
I thought journalism was not for me.
Yeah.
But I ended up doing my master's in journalism.
Exactly. So it's just the same way around as well.
Right. Okay. Now, so let's go to the transport business.
So I think in the early 2010, after high school, I also, while working in the guest house as a waiter, I got to meet different expats from different nationalities across the world. And I think I started using the internet very early. And then there's a man, I call him my godfather, a Danish man who we serve all the time. And he wanted to connect a high school in the north with a high school in their country, Denmark. But then the problem by then was that the student had to start communicating online.
Right.
So those students in Denmark, they already were open to all this. Our students there by then were still naive to it. So I was in the center, kind of a liaison, helping our students here in Ghana to be able to communicate. And that's how it happened. So when the students communicate for a couple of months, they come down to visit our students.
Right.
And then I have to do all the travels. They do 14 days. I travel with them to here. We finish a program now. We do like sightseeing. For about 7 years I was doing this. So every year I'm always traveling all over. And at a point,
hold on. For 7 years you were doing it.
Yeah.
So hopping has been around for how many years?
9.
Wow.
9 years.
You look like 9 years yourself.
Hopping is 9 years. Yeah, we've been along, but it has helped us grow and know what we are doing.
Okay. So before you continue, so you have students from Denmark who visit.
Yeah.
Which other places?
I think we have most of them were either from Germany, Denmark, or Norway. Scandinavia. Most of them were Scandinavians. Yeah.
Okay.
So we travel a lot. At a point, I think I was getting tired. Not tired of moving, but I think I was growing and I think I wanted to put more time in something stable, which was hopping. And also for me, I think that time was where I was trying to start living. I was surviving during these travels, and when you are surviving as a consultant or a person, the money comes directly to you. Now you want to get to a point where you live. When you start living, that is where you start making impact. And that's where we started in 2016.
Wow.
We have some buses, although we have been hit heavily with Corona in 2000, but we are surviving now.
Right.
So we have some. We started hiring. We started running the whole business, and we have some few buses, and then we also kind of book foreign trips and design trips for people, and that's why I felt like we started living, and also I think it was a cash cow model for me because it's easier those days for you to focus the money you make from there,
right.
and how can you use that money to put into a long-term vision. Hopping was a long-term vision. We were almost making nothing from the beginning.
Right.
For 4 good years when we started, we had no partner wanted to work with us because we had no name. We had that kind of thing. Who are you? I mean, yes, who are you? So for 4 years, we had to organically find a way of survival. So when I thought about that, I said, look, let's set up this transport thing. Let's put in something. I speak to some contacts. We can put in something. And then we can use that. When it makes its revenue, we put some and pay salaries at Hopping, keep operations running, although there's no money coming. And we believe that one day people will notice us and bring the money. So it was more on the early stage on the, we kind of push, like go to the people, but I always say that sometimes they find you, sometimes you find them. Yeah. And I think we got to a point where they find us. So that's how we started, and the transfer company.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Wow. You. That's so. How old are you?
I'm 31.
31.
Yeah.
And so far, you have Hopping, you have the transport business.
And then we have
you're a consultant. You're a motivational speaker. You're a teacher. What else? Then you have what?
And we also started a water initiative where we kind of work with communities in fixing their single hand pump. So we train mechanics so that the mechanics are in the community. And we are in the savannah region. It's dry most of the time there. So water drought is very easy in the hinterlands there. Yeah. And we have a lot of bad habit of people not maintaining their water and pumps, so they damage and they want to drill new ones, which is not good for the earth. And so what we came up was to set up a company that focuses on just training the mechanics there. Then they fix it. They pay the community pay a fee, very small amounts weekly, and then these monies are mobilized. You understand? And then we use it to buy the spare parts they need to keep the thing running and fixing it for them. So we started this as well.
Amazing. This is really amazing. At what point in the 9-year journey did you feel like giving up?
It's really interesting. One day I peed on myself. It's a bit gross, but it happened. Yeah. I felt, sometimes I got scared because I felt like at a point my heart actually stopped for a second or a few seconds. And I was trying to breathe because things went so bad to the point that I have to consume. When you're a leader, you have to be careful on how you kind of release the bad moment. It can affect the whole team. So you have to fake happiness, and then you go, and then you have to consume everything with your pillow. Yeah. And I went to my room. I sat on the floor. Within just a few seconds, I felt like my heart stopped beating. That was the level of the stress. Whoa. And then within 15 minutes, I slept off and I heard my phone ringing. I got up to pick my phone and I had peed on myself. Wow. My carpet, I had peed on.
Things got that bad?
Yeah, there are days that... So I learned how to manage my expectations. There are days things have really gone bad, expectations. So I always speak to people that put your expectation in the middle ground. Don't put it high, don't put it too low. Prepare your mind that it could work, it could not work. So you have a plan B. Yeah. Because expectations are killing people. You're waiting for that email. The email is not coming. You wake up every morning, you click on that phone to see the text message or the WhatsApp message. I tell people, try to manage your expectations. And things really, there were moments that things really go bad. But you see, passion is not everything, but passion is more of the fuel that keeps you going. When things go bad, you like the thing. Mommy, you like journalism. You like to talk. You like to advise. Yeah. So if things are even not going well, you still talk, you still advise. And one day, Just one hit,
I
everything.
tell you what I'm going through right now, at this point in my life, that I'm here, I'm able to smile and still get inspired and do this. You'll be amazed. But it's all because of the passion. Yeah. But it won't take us to the market, to buy the food.
That's the thing. So that's why I said there's an element, a small element. So it just keeps you going until you think about how to re-strategize and make it right if you are doing it wrong.
I'm so glad we are starting this month of fatherhood with you, because for me, I see you as a father figure in terms of, setting the pace, charting a course. There's something beautiful about being a pace setter or being part of the first group or pace setter. Let me just go back to it. Being part of it is that whatever you do, you become the reference point. People can say that McCarthy did it. Salim did it. Salim is your partner, right?
Yes, my partner.
Your partner. Salim did it. And so I can also do it. I think we've reached a point in our life as Ghanaians where we need to pay attention to the youth. And we are quick to condemn the youth. They are lazy. They are not hardworking. They want things easy. But there are people like you. And it's not everybody who's like you.
No, not at all.
Not everybody will have that tenacity, that determination, that energy, that will, that experience you went through where your heart nearly, somebody could have died. Somebody could have lost their mind. What have you got to say to encourage young people watching you never to give up? And to those who have the opportunity to open doors, the older generation, so that we can have the Ghana that we really want to have?
I think for me, my experience and my honest experience is that young people should see themselves in two ways. We have those who build the thing from the ground, like the builders. And then we have those who are in the building, like everybody in your studio, helping to make it successful. So I think we shouldn't follow the flow because mommy is doing talk show. I also want to go but we should do what do you think you can do best. For me, that's where I see myself like somebody who starts something, and I'm not the all game person. And so when I'm starting something, my most important focus, who are the elements who can help this thing grow? That's what I spend a lot of time looking for. The skill, the commitment, the passion. You can hire people who want because they want a living. It's fine. You have, in our company, we have people who are there because they need a job. They are also contributing. But you need also people who buy into your vision. These people are those who be there for forever or as long as possible. So for me, I think young people should see themselves in two ways and be honest to themselves and say, I want to empower myself to be able to be part of this system and make it big. And I think this is where young people have to get to. We have to be liberated, not to be liberated to cause chaos, but to be liberated to making the right decision without any force or intimidation or feeling like if I do this, this person puts food in my mouth, so I have to be careful. Liberation doesn't mean you are defiling the point of humility. Humility on itself is when you are my boss, mommy, and I see something wrong, I don't shout to tell you, do it in public. Oh, mommy, this thing, this humility, you understand? Honesty is also in that direction. So young people, I think liberation, for young people to be liberated and also take charge, we need young people to be liberated. They should be independent in their survival, financial backgrounds. They should be independent, not independent from family, not independent from friends, because we need each other.
Wow, that's amazing. I feel like, clapping. I'm so
proud
of you. And as I said, I see you like a father. Now sit. I'm your mother. But let me we have this gift for you from Esther Balloons and Accessories.
Thank you.
Please you can put it down. Put it on the floor, please.
Okay, floor. Okay.
And then this is from Walmart Africa.
Oh my God.
I don't know how you're going to carry, Papa.
I have to find a way to carry it.
I'm telling you. So you put it on the floor. I haven't finished. And then we have the soap as well.
Oh my God.
Wilma Africa, this is it. We have washing soap.
Oh, man.
And I have this from Note Cosmetics.
Okay, I
It's
can see
not for
some.
you.
Okay, I
It's
just
not
like
for you.
I just want
It's
makeup.
not for you. Makeup for you. This one.
Thank you.
And then this is also a cloth from
Oh,
GTP. 12
wow.
yards from GTP.
Thank you.
This is for you. Say Happy Father's Day.
Thank
and
you, Mom.
Salim, come. You thought I would do no. Bring me one cloth. Let me also give Salim
you
one
take
cloth.
off your marks.
Yeah, you have to remove. Yeah. Let me just to say congratulations for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is also for you, a fabric from GTP.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well done.
Thank
and
you.
keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
We are very proud of you.
Thank
okay?
you.
All right. So all the best. Safe journey to Tamale back. I know you're going back.
Yes, I'm going back.
I'm sure we'll
I'm
see.
always in a hurry to go back.
I know, right?
It's always crazy. But when I come, I'm always looking at the next flight or the next bus or something there. Because we are really connected to the roots.
But you didn't try it. You know why?
Why, Mommy?
When you come, you should have bought me wachi.
Mommy, I'm planning for guinea fowl. Watch it there. Let me
Watch
get to guinea fowl. Then you can put the bed, crash it, watch it. That's the signature in the north. Guinea fowl.
Guinea fowl.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back with a bit of me. You know, I'm all about women and young people and children, and I love, pushing the gender agenda. When it comes to issues about women, I'm there, I jump in, even if it's not my business, I take it World Cup and all. But I'm a daddy's girl. I'm a daddy's girl because I saw how my father single-handedly raised us, the impact he made in my life. And that has a positive, and it's, challenging times as well, because sometimes, you find yourself and you're asking, I don't see daddy in this, but it's a beautiful thing. Listen, as a nation, we've come to a place where we need to listen to our young people. We need to make a deliberate attempt, an effort to keep the doors open for our young people. They have a lot to offer. They have a lot to offer. They have a lot to teach us, the adults. And yes, of course, we have a lot to teach them as well. But we must have a conversation with them. Instead of talking to them, we need to start talking with them. Because there's so much some of them want to do, but they feel neglected. They feel underrated. They feel abandoned. And sometimes they feel confused. Of course, this is a technology age. This is the age where they're so much liberated to think and dream and, have aspirations and visions and all that. And they don't want to be talked down by anybody. And sometimes in their frustration, the way they vent may be offensive. But if we make that deliberate attempt to have a conversation with them, we'll be amazed about what we can achieve together as a people, as a nation. We need to throw some light, positive light, on the men who are making positive impact in our society as well. That's why we of the Standpoint, every June, we make sure that we throw the light on fathers and father figures who are doing amazingly well. It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter the background. But wherever we find them, we shine the light on them so that their light also reflects in other people's light. I'm a woman with super crazy faith in God. I know God has got us covered. I know that no matter what we go through, God will be there for us, but He has given us wisdom. Let's apply it. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Bye for now.